Hello there everyone, this is Star Wars Facts and Theories, and today we are going to be doing another cross-universe versus episode between the Cybermen from Doctor Who and the CIS or Confederacy of Independent Systems from Star Wars. I have thought about this video and it has been suggested to me many times, so I thought I would create it now. Let's first give a brief description of these two factions. Just to clarify, we will be looking at the parallel Earth version of the Cybermen instead of the classic Mondasian Cybermen. The parallel Earth Cybermen were created by Cybus Industries and its owner, John Lumic. Lumic wanted to create a superior species to man that would give humans eternal life. Eternal life came at a terrible cost. The Cybermen are metal exoskeletons with human brains taken out of their bodies and placed into the exoskeletons, usually against their will. To keep the people who went through the process sane, all emotions were removed, making the Cybermen heartless. They eventually made it into the Doctor Who universe, where they fought a brief war with the Daleks. Eventually, they upgraded themselves until they have near limitless power. Thus, for the sake of this video, we will be looking at the Cybermen around the time when they first crossed over into the Doctor Who universe. They can electrocute people through touch, have bulletproof armor, and have lasers built into their arms. Moving on to the Separatists, they were a government influenced by Palpatine and led by Count Dooku, and as their name suggests, they wanted to secede from the Republic due to overtaxation and the Republic's corruption. The Emperor wanted the CIS to be a big enough threat to lure the Jedi and the Republic into a galactic war. Thus, they were a formidable fighting force. The Separatists have access to a good portion of the galaxy's resources and are supported by many large organizations, such as the Trade Federation and Techno Union. They have millions of droid soldiers and have access to many weapons of mass destruction along with Force wielders. For the sake of this video, we will say that Palpatine has died of mysterious circumstances, and due to him no longer being involved, Count Dooku shifted strategies and eventually drew the Clone Wars out to a war of attrition until the Republic asked for peace talks and the CIS was recognized as a legitimate government by the Republic. This never happened, of course, but it sets the stage for what we want in this video. We will also say that a small cybership crashed through space and time and landed on a vastly populated world. To make things more fair, we will say that this planet has 5 billion human colonists, which the Cybermen quickly convert. They also upgrade their weapons using Star Wars technology, so they are on the same level, at least weapon-wise, as the Separatists. To be honest, I'm not very impressed with what I've seen concerning cyberships. So we will say this planet the Cybermen have crashed onto also is a shipyard, which has 1 Providence-class dreadnought, 2 Lucrehulk-class battleships, 3 Recusant-class light destroyers, and 10 Munificent-class frigates. This gives the Cybermen quite an arsenal with which to go and attack the galaxy. The question is, will it be enough for them to win? Well, without further ado, let us now discuss what I think would happen in a fight between the Cybermen and the Confederacy of Independent Systems. Some quick rules. Both sides are allowed to use super weapons at their disposal, but I won't be basing this video solely off of those. We will say that EMPs will not be allowed for this matchup, as both sides have been proven vulnerable to them. The Cybermen will win by destroying the droid army and converting every being in CIS space, and the CIS will win by completely wiping out the Cybermen. First of all, we will say the Cybermen have sent scouts in the form of cybermats to scout out many nearby planets. The cybermats will destabilize these planets to a point by causing power outs and converting some people into basic Cybermen called cyber slaves, which aren't very advanced but will cause panic and devastation. The CIS government will figure out something is wrong very quickly, either through probe droids, Dooku sensing the Cybermen, or reports coming in from different planets. Whatever the case, the droid armies and the CIS Navy will be scrambled very quickly. The first problem the Cybermen will discover as they travel to their first couple of planets will be that many planets are inhabited by alien races, and thus the Cybermen will not be able to convert them yet. They will attempt to make this upgrade quickly, but that will be a weakness for a time. In space, the Cybermen will be extremely outmatched. Even though I have given them an impressive fleet, it will not be enough to defeat what the Separatists will throw at them. But if the Cybermen can deploy their soldiers from the decks of the Lucrehulks and take over the Separatist ships assailing them, their fleet numbers will multiply very rapidly. Though, at least as far as I know, the Cybermen do not use fighters. which will be a major disadvantage, as the CIS use an assortment of droid starfighters in the form of Vulture droids, Tri-Fighters, not to mention Buzz droids. On the ground, the Cybermen stand much more of a chance. They will be able to replenish their forces by converting whatever organic fighters they come in contact with. Though they are still outgunned, the CIS uses hundreds of specialized battle droid designs, including B-1s, B-2 super battle droids, commando droids, droidicas, Octubatara droids, crab droids, not to mention fast-acting droid gunships which are shielded and can deploy troops behind Cybermen positions. The Cybermen's armor will most likely be able to survive several shots from the Separatists' standard issue weapons, and will most likely give the Cybermen some protection against rockets and missiles, but there is not much they can do against the droid tanks, bombers, and other weapons. Not to mention the Separatists at times use defoliator tanks, which were designed to target all organic life forms. This wouldn't cripple the Cybermen as the exoskeletons would still be intact, but it would wound them and hinder them to a point. Enter the Cyber Kings. Cyber Kings are massive weapons of destruction, basically Doctor Who Jaegers. Even one, I believe, will be enough to change the course of an entire battle. I don't doubt that under sustained fire from all Separatist forces, they should have enough to bring one down, and even if that was enough, an orbital bombardment should do the trick. But in the confusion the Cyber Kings will create, the Cybermen would be able to wipe out large amounts of the droids. Also, if the Cybermen needed more troops, they have at times been seen to convert intelligent animals, such as primates, into cyber shades, which they could use as cannon fodder. Using these tactics, the Cybermen will win many battles, with the Separatists slowly gaining ground as they learn their enemy. Problem is, the longer the war rages, the more powerful the Cybermen become. In space, if the Separatists construct another subjugator-class heavy cruiser, such as the Malevolence, they may be able to turn the war around. For fun, we will name this new superweapon the Liberator. This ship may be the Separatists' only chance for holding the Cybermen back. The Liberator's ion cannons will be extremely effective at disabling Cybermen fleets, and the Liberator's fighters and cannons will make capturing the ship very difficult for the Cybermen. Even if they somehow manage to board the Liberator, the CIS would not make it easy for the Cybermen to capture. They would arm it with some of the Separatists' best weapons and soldiers, such as Magna Guards and most likely General Grievous himself, and maybe Count Dooku. Eventually the Cybermen will push to some of the Separatists' most important and protected planets, such as Umbara, which will be very difficult for the Cybermen to capture, but the farther the Cybermen push, the more organics they will have to upgrade. We have now come to the point where I must declare a victor. On one hand, we have a foe that is constantly changing and improving its species, and on the other, an extremely technologically advanced faction with access to force wielders and multiple super weapons. We will discuss this battle in 2 rounds. Round 1 will be a straight-up fight between all the Cybermen forces versus all that the Confederacy of Independent Systems can throw at them. The winner of Round 1 is the Confederacy of Independent Systems. For Round 1, in a straight-up fight, I give it to them 7 times out of 10. Mainly because the CIS has so many droids, so many weapons, so many factories, that I think they may be able to overrun the Cybermen before the Cybermen can invade too many planets. I gave the Cybermen 3 times out of 10 in case I underestimate how powerful Cyber Kings are, or there is something else that the Cybermen have up their sleeves that I'm unaware of, but I find this unlikely. Moving on to Round 2, in this round the Cybermen have more time to upgrade their technology, and they have been able to upgrade using the most advanced technology of the Star Wars galaxy. For instance, force fields from droidicas, jetpacks, Cortosis armor, and I don't think I even have to go into how bad things could get if the Cybermen got a hold of lightsaber technology. So who is the winner of Round 2 then? The victor is the Cybermen 10 times out of 10 in Round 2. If the Cybermen were able to very quickly upgrade using these amazing technological advancements, I don't think the CIS would be able to last more than a month. Their only hope would be to build a superweapon such as the Death Star, but I doubt even that would be enough to save them. Well, there you have it everyone. In a straight up fight, I gave this to the Separatists 7 times out of 10, and in an ideal world for the Cybermen, where they have gotten their hands on advanced technologies and do what they do best, upgrade, I give this to them 10 times out of 10. Thank you for watching everyone. Let me know who you think would win, if there was anything you believe I missed, and leave ideas for future Versus videos, please. Please leave a like and subscribe to my channel, share this video with your friends, and click on the little bell icon to be aware of my future videos. Thanks again for watching, everyone. God bless, and may the force of others be with you always.